Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming to this admissions talk for the BA in English here at the Chinese University. I'm Professor David Hudder. I am the head of the English department. I just want to say a few words to introduce how we see English and how that informs everything we do in the department before I hand over to my colleague, Jack, and our student helpers, and they'll give you more details about all of this. But what I wanted to say was the way we think about English here is to think about it not as like someone else's language, an American language, or I suppose a British language, or all of the other native speakers. Instead, we think of it as a world language, and we think of it as a language that can be your own. It can be Hong Kong's language. It can be a language of many different parts of the world. So we talk about English is. And I think the way that the word perhaps that unites what we do in the department is creativity. We have two sides of the department. We have linguistics and we have literary studies. And for sure, you can study creative writing. You can learn how to write stories or poems, things like that. You can be creative in that sense. But actually, the creativity I have in mind is much broader, because the way people make English their own, they combine it with their own language, their own vocabulary, all of these different things that happen in places like Singapore, they happen in Hong Kong as well. In the past, perhaps people thought that this was, as the government used to say, you know, speaking many languages badly. But no, I don't think it's like that at all. I think English, Chinese, English and Cantonese come together. They are mixed and switched, and people have great competence and great creativity in the way they use their different languages. So in particular in linguistics, we might study that. We might study how language is used in the classroom, how language is used in the workplace. We might see how it is used in social media and everyday life in general. And we might look at it from this creative perspective. And that fits in with what we do in literary studies, cultural studies as well. We look at how people, you know, they really plan to be creative. They sit down and they want to write for the stage. We have performance, we have drama, as well as things like poetry and stories. So both sides of the department, I think, stress this creativity. And that is what you gain by coming to do a BA in English. This kind of feeling for English as your own language. There are many different kinds of schools in Hong Kong. For a small place, many different kinds of education lead you to university. But I think in lots of different ways, English is already your language. So you shouldn't see it, certainly I am standing here as kind of British, kind of Irish, the native speaker, but that's not how the English department works. We have people from all around the world, not just places like the US. We have local people, we have people from Chinese mainland, we have Filipinos, we have Koreans, lots of different people who make English their own and will in turn help to make it your language as well. So I said I would speak for only a short time. We have a lot of different things to cover, and there will be another department coming in after us. So I will now hand you over to my colleague, Professor Jack Pun, who will now talk more details. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Harders, for this introduction to our English department. So I'm Jack Pun, an associate professor from the English department. So I will quickly walk through about our English department and why we need to study English at CHK. Okay, so if you have noticed about the recent international ranking, CHK has gone up a bit further. And in terms of our subject ranking, we are ranked like 44 in the world. So that's an implication that if you want to do English, you should consider CHK. We are kind of like world leading field in the English areas. Okay, so we also have a very diversified faculty member in the department, kind of like splitting into bilinguistic and also English literature. So you can see that we are not only focusing on the local issue about English, but also looking at other aspects of English study around the world context. So you will be learning from these leading experts in the field in both applied linguistics and also English literature. Okay. So our curriculum objective will be very important to prepare you as a future leader in the field to be able to communicate effectively in English. I know everyone, maybe our parents will think about, okay, what will end up after BA in English in Hong Kong, right? So our alumni network is very strong. We have people working in the government sector. We have so many government officials graduate with a BA in English. We have lots of students also working in the PR industry firm. Of course, we are a very important hub to contribute future leaders in the field of education. We have lots of students graduate with our program, be in English, double major in English and education, become a school teachers. And they go up to a senior position like panel head, school principal, or also working in the education bureau. So you can see that it's quite diversified career pathway after having a BA in English. So in addition to communication skill, we also ensure our students want to have a diversified experience. We have a lot of exposure to overseas exchange. We have our summer program to Oxford. So while you're doing a BA in English, you're not just learning English in Hong Kong. You're also expanding your horizon, understanding how English worked in the past, in the historical period of time, and also the modern world. So we send students to Oxford to have a short summer program, and students do stay behind to do exchange in different parts of the world. Okay, so the major curriculum in English will be divided into three major components: communication of English majors, applied English linguistic, English literature study, plus or minus creative writing. I know everyone these days very interested in about creative writing. So if you're doing BA in English, you can opt for a minor degree in creative writing and apply as a stream. So before you go, there's a lot of student and teacher publication. So we have a recent book published by our English professor and together with student about the modern writing in Hong Kong context. So feel free to take a look and then you can see actually students not only study about English at all, they also create their own poem, literature tests, and a lot of these kind of publication reflecting their own understanding about how English being worked in the Hong Kong context. Okay, so you can take a look on our syllabus. Everything is online in the website, so you can opt for different pathway. Once you enter to the English department, you can do a double major in English and history if you are interested in about the modern history, especially anyone who are interested in Hong Kong history. You can opt for courses from our sister department, history department, and graduating with a double major. We also have a minor or stream in creative writing. If you are thinking about, okay, I've been doing a lot of writing in the secondary school, doing English literature, want to create our own text, poem, this is something you need to consider. Okay. We also have a very innovative approach to understand undergraduate study. So our faculty now promote more interdisciplinary approach to undergraduate education. So once you enter to the English department doing BA in English, you can also at some stage at a senior year, you can also consider doing the minor degree in our sister department. So meaning that when you come to CHK, you're not only doing English, but you are open a lot of opportunity to understand some intersection between English, for example, English and history, English and anthropology, or comparing English and Chinese study, right? So this will be a diversified approach and option for you to consider while you need to study at CUHK. So our program will be very comprehensible to understand how you understand English work in the historical context and the modern world. So we will prepare you with a lot of understanding about that. So one of the highlight is we have a student-led competition, a drama competition every year. So probably some of you have visited us before, right? So probably you will have a chance to see how our student is performed very well in the drama competition. So I'm going to show you some highlights of the drama competition this year.
I'm running late for sassy and mysterious reason. You don't know me yet. I'm just a girl of popularity. What? Hi.
Hey, Alex.
Yup, that's me.
So, you got any plans for tonight?
No, sorry, I have a lot of work today. I'm absolutely foggy here. One last business. There's a rat on this train. I think the manager owes us some explanations.
Oh, where do you see her? I've been looking for her the whole morning.
The rat, body's right there. Clean it up.
Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, lady! Oh no!
So you can see that our students not just role play the drama by themselves, but they actually go through the whole journey from thinking about the storyline, the script, and then they have like create all this pop on the stage and do a lot of rehearsal before they actually perform on the stage. So the whole experience create that momentum for them to persuade the dream to become a performer in the drama career perspective. So we do have a lot of like opportunity to allow our students to perform, to learn, not just like learning in the classroom context. Okay. So there's a lot of questions probably you are thinking about applying with us at CHK English. So some of these questions you can find it in the website. We have this frequently asked question already provide you some hints about how you address this question. But I would like to help you to outline some of the important questions. Of course, we will pay a lot of attention about our English language subject results. That will already be considered in the formula, like if you have the grade, we will time 1.5. So in addition to other requirements from the university, level 3 in Chinese, level 2 in mathematics, etc. But if you are not doing Chinese as a first language, probably we also consider other alternative qualification for Chinese language. So you can go referring to our website about the intakes from the last years. So this is a very good reference for you when you consider putting our program in your JUPAS choices. So what are the required courses for English major? So it will be broadly for two streams, applied English linguistics and introduction to literature, okay? So if I do not study literature in the English subject in the secondary school, will that be as a see as a disadvantages? As I would say no, because a lot of students coming into our English program, we don't assume that they have the background in the English literature. Instead, we were looking for students who are passionate about learning English. They want to study further about how English being worked in the applied context or in the literature world. So we don't assume them they have a prior knowledge about the English literature. Okay. So what kind of reading and writing will I be asked to do in the literature courses? So you will be asked to read some famous fiction or typical fictions, but a lot of these will be listed very clearly in the course syllabus. So we don't assume students will finish them all before going to the class. So the professor and teacher will guide you through during the course about a specific selection of the fiction or play or poem while they are doing the course. Okay. So my suggestion for you is like when you are entering the interview section, probably you can share with us about a little bit about your habit of your reading, what kind of novel or literature that you have recently read and have some feeling or expectation. Then you can share with us. From there, we will be able to understand further whether you are interested in our subject area and also whether you have certain kind of ability to study in the English major. So because of the time, I don't have time to go through the syllabus. So this is a typical year for the first year student, they will study. You can see that we do prepare a lot of foundation courses for you to survive in the first year of the curriculum. So you will be able to learn all these analytical skills, academic writing skill for your English major. From there to the second year, third year, you will have a lot of option to select different courses according to your interest. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so these are the example of the courses that we offer in the English department for undergraduate study. You can see that it's very diversified. For example, I'm teaching the Hong Kong English and its culture. So we discuss how English is being used in the Hong Kong context, who own the Hong Kong English, who is the ownership. And we also talk about different speech community around Hong Kong. So actually, we are not just focusing on the native speaker model, we are talking about each part of the Hong Kong speech community contribute to the development of the Hong Kong English. So we have also other colleagues teaching other subject. Another favorite courses is about the children literature. How many of you read Harry Potter, Peter Pan? Okay, so that's your favorite courses. Okay, so the professor will go through some of these famous or favorite children literature, and then we will have a lot of discussion about how the children literature is being used in different contexts. Okay, so I don't need to go through about the qualification. So what you need to do is think about whether English is something you want to do in the future. And as I have said that a lot of our graduates, they don't end up with a career closely related to English. Actually, English is open doors for their future career. We have students working in the government, working in the private sector, even in the legal section, doing law as well. So actually, English major is a stepping stone for your future and unexpected career in the future. So one of the highlight is the Oxford experience. Why we insist about this because students are doing English and they want to have the exposure to English speaking world, right? So actually, this is very unique in Hong Kong. I can say that because I've been working in other English department in Hong Kong, I have never seen this kind of very tailor-made program for students. They're going to the UK, Oxford for 1 month, and then they will study some subject in linguistics and literature, and then they will have a lot of exposure together with the local and native speakers, and then trying to apply what they learn in the classroom in the English environment. And at the end, they will also have a lot of sightseeing, visit different part of UK and also inside Oxford University. So this is a very fulfillful experience for our students. One student coming back to CHK, they found out that it opened their eyes. It led to more possible career option after that. So we highlight this a lot to our current student because it's very competitive. We only select very small number of students to go, but every student who come back from this Oxford experience, they say it's marvelous. Okay. So because of the time, I can show you some of the highlights from the Oxford experience. Actually, this is a lot of experience for our students, and students coming back from the Oxford, they also foresee themselves, oh, maybe I want to do a master in Oxford or other places. So this is a very rewarding experience. So I'm going to pass the time to our student representative who are going to share her experience study in the English major. Kaylin. So I do.
Hi. Hello.
Maybe you do this one.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kaylin, and I'm an international student from Vietnam, and I'm currently a third-year English major at CHK. So it's a great honor of me to be here today to be able to share with you guys about my life as an English major at CHK. So just a funny story, but back to the time when it was a freshman, like I talked to different people like 7 days a week, making new friends. And of course, people would ask me, what is your major? And when I said English, some of them were like, huh? And some even asked me like, I know that you study in English, but what is your major? I mean, I major in English. So yeah, I know it's a very confusing program name, at least to me. And just a quick recap, but what do I learn in the department? Translation, how to get high score in IELTS exam, or teaching? Part of these. But yeah, just to mention again about the main components of our major program in English, you would get to explore the English literature world, English linguistics, and also creative writing. So for English literature, you would be studying about, Shakespeare, drama, romanticism, and creative writing, about like creating your own short stories, poems, and about English linguistic. You would study about not how to use English, but how people use English, and how does that reflect our society and social issues and interesting developments in the world. So I would say, if I had to recap one thing about what we study in this major, I would say it's not to study the language. It's studying about your position, your relationship with the language, and your position in this globally connected world. And yeah, as an English major, you can do everything. Not just English teacher, okay? Not everyone doing English major would be an English teacher, but most of us do. But basically, you can do everything, I would say, because what English major give you is not specialized skills like or specialized knowledge in like engineering or science, but it gives you like a set of highly transferable skills, including independent thinking, critical analysis, and intercultural communication, as well as English proficiency, which I think 99% of recruiters nowadays would look for in an applicant. And yeah, about my uni life, you must wonder, how does it feel like being a student at CHK and being a student at the English department? So how many of you have taken or have heard of the MBTI test? No? I thought it's very viral. Oh yeah. Me too. I took it 5 times and my result is 90% introvert. So I was super worried before coming to CHK, before coming to the department. Because I'm an international student and it's a bit scary coming to a new country, a new environment without any friends. But let me tell you this. Within my first year at the English major and at CHK, I made more friends than I did throughout my 12 years studying in Vietnam. So, and my friends at CHK, they don't only come from one country. They're from Hong Kong, Kazakhstan, Indonesia, Thailand, the Philippines, the UK, the US, Canada. And we really spend quality time together. We're not just hi-bye friends that help you survive throughout the first few weeks of your college, but we really, they're my support system, and we help each other outside of school, like in school projects. I invited them to be the interviewees for one of my final project for one of my course. So yeah. And I don't know if it sounds a bit cliche to you, but English department is really my gateway to the world. Before coming here, I have been staying in the same small town of my country for like more than 17 years. But after setting my foot in the English department, I've been to, I would say, 8 or 9 countries and regions all over the world. And this is not to show off, okay? I just want to show you how, like, what really the English department and the English program has given me. So like, firstly, about the financial side, they sponsor me a lot. They're very generous. I promise. This is the Oxford Summer Program that I participated this August, which Professor Chapman has already mentioned. And Yeah, thanks to the sponsorship from the department and from the faculty, we got to explore a lot around Oxford, London, and different regions and around England. Yeah, never in my life had I thought that I would be able to come to Oxford and study at one of the most prestigious university in the world. And I also had spent a semester going on exchange in the US, and I had lots of great experiences like solo traveling, getting on the air balloon. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, yeah, they would, aside from the sponsorship, the financial aspect, the English program prepared me to be able to survive and to navigate my way in different environments, different cultures. It equipped me with international prospects and intercultural communication skills. And yeah, just a bit about my life at CHK. So they actually have a lot of activities for you if you're worried about, integrating into the community. I participated in a lot of workshop, not only from our department, but also from our college. And yeah, they taught me how to make cheesecake. I had to throw away my first meal at CHK because I was not good at cooking, but CHK taught me to make cheesecake. Yep, so that's all about my sharing. I hope it helps. And I really, really hope to see you at CHK and CHK English. Thank you for listening.
But just to summarize, like you are doing an English degree in Hong Kong, but our English department is going to connect you to the world. We send students overseas. We have international faculty member bring the latest research, innovative ideas to the home. So you're not going to travel a lot, but you're getting everything from CHK. And one last point is like we do pay attention to our student, their work experience. We do have our in-house course, our professional communication internship program, to have second year and third year student to have some exposure to work in a related industry, for example, in PR industry, in publishing, in education. So we will find potential employer to have the internship opportunity. And most of the time, these students finished 2-month internship, it will lead into their first job because they perform very well in the internship. So if you're interested about studying English at CHK, stay in touch with us. And I hope that I'll see you, some of you in the future, in the interview in some of the taster section. Thank you very much. Please scan the QR code so that we can keep in touch with you, so that we can send you all this latest information. For example, our student performance, speech festival or drama competition. We do invite our local student, secondary school student, teacher to come. Every year we have full house. So please stay in touch with us so that we can make sure that you have a spot in the lecture theater, okay? And some of you are interested in about creative writing. Before you go, please pick one copy of our teacher student publication so you can have a taste about what is creative writing. Okay, thank you.